Smoking grass was kind of fun back in the day and had its place. And touching grass is cool. You gotta get sunlight and vitamin D. Go outside sometimes. But have y'all tried growing grass? And not grass necessarily in the colloquial sense, but plants? I never felt strongly one way or another about having plants. It kind of just seemed like something my mom did, to be honest. But owning plants is something that I got into over the past year, and I'm not sure I'll ever go back to being without a plant, if I can. This is something I want to discuss because it made a subtle change, but a meaningful one in my life that I wanted to share with you guys and see if anyone else has had the same experience. Like, it's weird that a little green plant can change your perspective on life, but it has, and I want to tell you all about it and see if there are any other suggestions out there from your experiences. For a while there in my life, it felt like I only lived to consume without ever giving back or supporting anything else. And even if it's just taking care of one plant, no matter how low maintenance, like a little dude you can water once a week, if that, that pushed me out of that mindset where I felt useless. And I was still someone who sat on the couch and consumed content, but I had little green guys that relied upon me to take care of them. And that was a small change, but it was something. It was a step in the right direction. Being a plant parent for about a year now to a dozen or so plants, they make me feel like I have a greater purpose in life than living to eat and doom scrolling. Their existence and their reliance on me to exist makes me feel needed, and that's a cool feeling if you've never experienced it. Like, if I don't water them for a few days, they start to wilt, and that makes me feel bad because it means I'm failing to take care of them. And that makes me feel sad. And if you aren't used to it, it's interesting feeling when you're relied upon, even if only by a plant. Initially, I just wanted a plant to spice up the decoration in my apartment and make it look like I tried to decorate mainly to impress visitors. And that was my only reason. It was purely aesthetic. But after I got one plant, I got the plant fever, and now I got about a dozen plants. I got some vines, ivy, succulents, and I even had a Venus flytrap at one point that I would feed the flies I caught in our dirty house. And I would feed it to the fly trap. They had to be alive, or else the fly trap doesn't work. But it was pretty cool. It felt like some Jurassic Park stuff feeding my plant bugs. Unfortunately, my friend's girlfriend ran it over in our backyard, and now it's not with us. Regardless, though, it feels so fulfilling to see them grow, and it's the ultimate delayed gratification. I even had this ivy that the leaves had been lime green since I got the plant, and I gave it some fertilizer, and it turned a dark, lush green. Overnight, it glowed up overnight. It went from sad face to happy face. And a feeling of profound proudness swept over me. And I'm chasing that high all the time because it won't be fulfilled by scrolling or consuming, only growing. Besides giving me purpose and providing gratification, having plants, they're good decorations inside and outside. They show that you care about the environment. They show that you can take care of something other than yourself. They prepare you for being a pet parent or maybe even a real parent. And I got friends who got pets before they could even take care of themselves, and sure did it show. They would have been better off starting with a plant at least. I may be the only one here of this mindset, but if you also don't trust the food at the store sometimes, whether it's herbicides, pesticides, or other questionable ingredients in our food, you can even grow plants for food. And it's surprisingly easy. It can be done in a pot in the city. I grew tomatoes, albeit not very good ones, on my first try. And that's some real delayed gratification when you can make a meal with food you grew yourself. I'm guilty of this one, and it still happens to this day, but it's okay to kill a plant. Maybe not on purpose, but if it happens on accident. It may be the end of your plant, but it's okay. You can just get another plant and try again. Plants are recyclable. And you should embrace the trial and error because it's okay to make mistakes and learn from the process. You may ask, where should I get plants? In fact, you can get plants anywhere. You can get plants at plant shops. Shop local, that's important. You can also get plants at Lowe's, Home Depot, Walmart, and most grocery stores have some form of plants. You can even get seeds to put in a pot and grow yourself, or you can get like already grown plants or like small ones. I like to go to my local plant shop. And although it's discouraged, and I don't do this, but you can take snippings of plants for free and grow them at home yourself in a cup of water if you cut them in the right spot. It's called propagating. Again, I reiterate that propagating plants from the store could get you in trouble and is highly discouraged. But if the economy sucks, and so you gotta do what you gotta do if you want to enjoy a plant. Also, you can just like take snippings from like plants in public. You don't gotta go to the store. So not the craziest topic today, but it's had a meaningful impact on my life, and I wanted to share with you guys, and I want to know if anyone else has had the same experience. You don't have to be a crazy plant person that has dozens of plants that take all your time to care for. Just one or two plants will do the trick, and it will get the ball rolling. The beauty of plants is that you can normally also give them away if you have to, because lots of people appreciate plants. And if you outwardly like plants and talk about them with other people, people will in fact give you plants. I'd say over half my plants are from other people at this point. So I want to encourage anyone who has never owned a plant to get like a $5 to $10 plant from the store, whatever's cheapest, and just see what happens. It may not make a difference overnight, and sometimes you'll go through phases where you're more negligent. And that's okay, because most plants are pretty tough and they endure hardship and they survive. And it teaches you to take care of something else even when you aren't feeling 100%, because that's just how life goes sometimes. You got to learn how to take care of those around you and those relying on you, even if you're not feeling the best. So that's why you should get a plant.